All right, so we went to Indianapolis for a plumbing industry conference, and we're bringing basically our entire family. My husband runs a plumbing company, and I help him on the back end with it as a W-2 employee. Our daughter actually works full-time for the company as well, in the field and in the office, helping with admin work. Our son helps with the marketing because he's in every single one of our videos and also in our marketing material. And my brother-in-law owns his own plumbing company as well. So he's bringing his entire family who helps him in the business. So yes, it looks like it's one big giant family vacation. But here's the part nobody explains online. Some of this trip legitimately counts as business and some of it might not. And the difference has nothing to do with where we are and everything to do with why we're there. So instead of guessing, I tracked the entire trip so you can see how real business owners actually think through travel. This is not tax advice, just real life decisions that could help save on taxes. So why did we even go on this trip in the first place? It wasn't because we wanted to just take a family trip and write it off. I mean, that's one of the benefits, but we wanted to do it the legitimate way. And it all started with a conference that we always know happens every year that we already go to, but we never really take the kids. This is an industry trade show, which means there's manufacturers, equipment demos, training classes, workshops, and basically a lot of networking with people that we already communicate a lot with. And also there's lots of education. We did a few trainings on how to use equipment that we already purchased. And so for his service company side, this is where they learn new tools, new technology, new regulations, see kind of better systems, get pricing strategies, and then also get different marketing ideas. So if you don't go, you probably slowly fall behind, especially in any business right now. Everybody's using AI. There's all these new equipment that's coming out that will help things get done faster, therefore saving you money and therefore helping with your bottom line. So with that, before we even booked our flights, before we booked hotels, before we even talked about bringing the kids, we already had a business purpose in mind, and we already kind of planned to go and take a few of our employees anyway. So that part matters more than anything else, because the biggest misunderstanding that people have when they're thinking about taking a trip determines whether it counts or not. It doesn't count if the intent isn't for business. So if the intent is for a family vacation, then that's personal expenses. If the intent is for business, then it potentially becomes a write-off. Now, this is where it gets super interesting. People assume if family goes, then it automatically becomes a vacation. But businesses don't run because everybody has the same last names. They run on roles. So here's what each person actually does. My husband is the owner. He's attending the training sessions, meeting with vendors, building relationships. I help document, organize, learn processes because I'm involved in the business side and also making content. Our daughter works full-time in the company. She's learning procedures, operations. This conference is literally training for her job. Our son is the content. He's in the videos that we film, the messaging, and he participates in sharing on social media in our stories as well. And his brother's family, it's different business, same industry, same education. So the IRS doesn't care if we're related. They care whether someone has legitimate work functions. And that's the lens everything goes through. Not family, not just all about fun, not location, but actual responsibility. This is the part social media gets wrong. You hear people say different things like just bring your laptop, post a photo, and it's a write-off. Call it a content day. But that's not how this works. You don't turn a vacation into a business trip. You plan a business trip and then decide if personal time gets added. And that order matters. Because if the trip would have happened anyway, without business, it's probably just personal trip. And if the trip only exists because of business, now you're in a different category. So the real question is never, did I work while I was there? The real question is, why did the trip exist in the first place? And you know what's funny? This is the kind of stuff nobody ever teaches you when you start a business. You either hear everything is a write-off, or don't write anything off or you'll get audited. And both are wrong. So if you like learning how this actually works in real life instead of the internet version, hit the like button and subscribe, because I'm documenting this whole trip and other trips that we take and the decisions behind it, not just the highlight reel. All right, back to the trip. So let's talk about how we look at expenses conceptually. Not exact rules, just the thinking framework behind it. If something directly supports the business purpose of being there, it leans towards business. If it supports enjoyment of being there, it leans towards personal. So it could be the same location, different intent. A conference pass, that's the reason for the trip. Hotel nights during the conference days, we need to be there to attend. Transportation to the event, it's required to participate. Training materials, education. Now, later in the evening is where everybody goes out just because we're in a new city. That's a totally different category. Nothing changed except for the purpose. And that's why this confuses people so much, because one day it can contain both. The biggest shift for business owners isn't learning loopholes. It's really learning documentation and making that part of your routine. We plan first, we schedule meetings, we map out the conference days, we separate personal days, and then we know why each expense exists before we even spend it. Because taxes aren't about convincing anyone after the fact. They're about being able to explain your decisions clearly. If someone asks you, why were you in Indianapolis? The answer isn't to hang out with family or to take them on a trip somewhere. The answer is to attend an industry training and meet with other potential clients or vendors. Everything else flows from that. Now let's talk about the part everyone actually wants to know. Content, networking dinners, kids learning business, walking the expo floor. This is where people either get way too aggressive or way too scared with taking it as write-offs. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Would a reasonable business owner do this even if it wasn't for fun? Training? Yes. Meeting suppliers? Yes. Learning marketing strategies? Yes. Documenting business processes? Yes. Randomly entertainment with your family? Probably not. That mental test alone solves most confusion. So you might ask, why bring the family at all? Because business education isn't just for the owners. Our daughter gains real skills that she uses in her work. Our son learns marketing in a real environment. They see negotiations, they see operations, they see how companies grow. And honestly, they learn more there in 3 days than months at home. So yes, there is family time, but the foundation is exposure to how businesses actually function. That's valuable beyond taxes. Plus, we brought a few of our other main employees as well. The benefit isn't writing things off. The benefit is alignment. Instead of stopping life to run a business or stopping a business to have a life, you integrate them both carefully. You still separate what's personal and what's business, but they can exist in the same trip if the structure is clear. Most people either never deduct legitimate things or try to deduct everything. Both come from not planning beforehand. So here's the big idea. Trips aren't business or personal because of location. They're business or personal because of the purpose. You don't just sprinkle in some business activities on a vacation and hope it counts. You decide the purpose first, then let the activities support it. And once you understand that, everything becomes way less confusing. And I always recommend to double check with your bookkeeper and CPA to make sure what you're writing off is legitimate as well. If you want, I can film how we plan trips like this before booking flights, so the structure is clean from the beginning. Because honestly, the planning matters more than the trip itself. Let me know and I'll make it on the next video.